Hi everyone, thank you for joining today's webinar. I will be going through the introduction to working with Giant. My name is Sabrina Joseph and I am the Employee Support Supervisor. Do feel free to ask questions, but at the end there will be a Q&A box where you can put all your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you. We'll make a start. So just an overview of what we'll be going through today. We'll be discussing how it works, getting paid through Giant, your payslip explained, holiday pay, pension, tax code, reference requests, what is Giant Advantage, and how to contact us. So as you can see from the diagram, the hirer will have a contract for services with AMS. AMS will have a contract for services with us, and we will have a contract for services with yourselves. This is not an employment contract. So you'll be paid on a weekly basis via BACS, depending on if the timesheet has been submitted and authorised on time. These payments will also be subject to payment terms, and these terms are agreed by AMS. So for example, week ending the 25th of October, that will be received and sent to payroll on the 28th of October, and then that will clear into your bank account on the 30th of October. Funds will be available in your bank account on the morning of the day that you're due to receive the funds. You can turn on SMS payroll alerts to advise you of the amount you'll be paid before it reaches your account. A payslip will be made available on your portal the day before you're due to receive the funds. So this will detail your gross pay before deductions such as tax and national insurance, and then your net pay after deductions. It will detail the pay rate, the number of approved hours, and any deductions for tax and NI, and how we reach your net pay. So here's an example of what your payslip will look like. So in regards to holiday pay, you will have a minimum entitlement of 28 days per year, including the bank and public holidays. But AMS will advise us of what your annual leave entitlement should be. Your holiday will be accrued and paid to you when you take time off. So the holiday is from the 1st of January to the 31st of December, and all holiday must be taken within this period. So any unused holiday, it won't be carried forward to the new year. And if you take more than your entitlement, it will just be unpaid. You can check your payslip for your current available holiday pay balance. If your line manager has approved more leave than you have actually accrued, then the difference will just be unpaid. We'll just let you know the maximum amount that we can process at that moment in time. And once you have accrued enough holiday pay to cover the period of leave, you can just enter that on your portal when it's available. So you can self-serve holiday pay requests on the Giant portal. If you go onto your portal, the top right button that says request holiday pay, once you click on that, you'll be able to enter your holiday request. So following these steps, step 1 would be selecting the correct assignment. Step 2 would be selecting the correct period ending date. Then you want to select the hours. So for instance, 1 unit would be a day's work, or if you're on an hourly rate, 8 hours would be 1 day, if that makes sense. Once you've entered all of that, you'll see in the holiday pay box, everything tallied up. So once you're happy with that, you just click next and submit the holiday. So after 90 days, we will automatically enroll you into a workplace pension with Nest. You will contribute 5% of the pensionable earnings, and Giant will contribute a further 3%. Once you are automatically enrolled, you do have the option to opt out of this. This is requested directly with Nest. I would recommend you wait for the welcome pack to arrive first, and then you contact Nest. So you'll have 28 days to opt out of Nest from receiving the welcome pack. Once you do this within the 28 days, you can get a refund if any pension has been deducted at that point. If you do it after the 28 days, you can still seize your account, but if we have taken any pension, we won't be able to refund it to you. At the moment, we can currently only process pension into the Nest Workplace Pension Scheme. So when you first join Giant, your tax code will be determined by the P45 you've provided or the new starter statement completed on your portal. After the first couple of payrolls, HMRC will issue a P6 form to let us know if your tax code needs updating. And you will see your tax code change on your payslip if that has actually happened. If this means a refund is due to you for the payments made via Giant, it will just be calculated by HMRC. We'll get the refund over and it will just be issued into your most upcoming pay. If you believe after having a few payrolls that is still incorrect, your tax code, you will need to contact HMRC directly. We are not able to speak with them on your behalf. So in regards to references, please send us a message via your feedback section on the portal, or you can ask the company who requires the reference to send the request to firstlinesupport@giantgroup.com. We are looking to get like the self-serve function in as soon as possible, which will make requests a lot easier on your portal. But for now, you can just drop an email over and we'll get the request sent over within 24 hours. So Giant Advantage, this is a cashback and rewards scheme. The scheme is honoured by the Benefits Excellence Awards and includes access to the Cycle to Work scheme, discounted holidays and shopping vouchers. You can sign up directly through the portal, or you can call the Giant Advantage helpline and do this over the phone. Charges do apply for this. I believe it's £1.75 a week to be opted into Giant Advantage and use the benefits. So when contacting us, we have the feedback section on your portal. So if you click the top left button, feedback, there's a drop down. If you select add feedback, you can create the subject and then the message, just like an email, and send it off. A response will be made back within 24 hours. Or if you want a quicker response, we do have live chat, currently at a response time of 12 seconds. So this can also be a useful option for you too. So let's summarize what we've discussed today. We've discussed that this is a contract for services. We've also discussed that there are weekly payments and this is subject to the payment terms from AMS. We've also discussed that you can set up SMS payroll alerts, that your payslip becomes available on your portal and that it displays the gross and net values as well as any applicable deductions. We've also discussed that there's a minimum 28-day holiday entitlement and that the holiday year runs from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. And the holiday must be taken in the year that it accrues in. You can request your holiday via the feedback function on your portal or the self-serve function on your portal as well. The workplace pension is currently with Nest and we're not operating any private pensions at the moment. We've also discussed that your tax code is determined by the P45 or the new starter statement that you provide us, and that your tax code can be updated via P6 and that comes from HMRC. You can request references via the feedback section on your portal, or you can drop us an email to First Line Support. Also what the Giant Advantage scheme is and how to opt in, and also how to contact us using the feedback function or by using live chat. So as explained in the beginning, if you do have any questions, please use the Q&A function on this Zoom webinar. I will get around to as many questions as possible. Also, lastly, would be very grateful if you could fill out the survey. We would love to know how we can improve our webinars going forward. It'll be nice to hear some feedback from you all. Thank you. Hi, Jeanette. Yeah, so basic rate on the payslip, that is the gross amount. So that demonstration that I showed you, where it had basic pay, that total is the gross. So that's before any deductions. And then just below that, you'll see your deductions come off. And then below that is your final take home. From an anonymous attendee, how do we opt out of Nest Pension? Will I need to call them up? Yes, so once you're enrolled into the Nest Pension after 90 days, you will, so from that 90th day, within that one working week, you should receive a welcome pack in the post. When you get that welcome pack, it will have all your information on it. So when you're calling them, you can give them the reference number, etc. You just let them know you want to opt out. We will receive a stop notification and we will stop any deductions coming out. If there has been any deductions made, sometimes it's like the first one, we will issue a refund in your next pay slip. I hope that is clear. Let me know if you have any questions. So Candice, thanks for your query about being paid hourly and what to request for your holiday. Now, our system is automatically set as 8 hours a day because everybody does different hours a day. The set amount that would equate to 1 day is 8 hours. So it would actually be 8 hours you have to put into each box that you're requesting for holiday for. Uh, Let me see if there's any more questions. So, from an anonymous attendee, if I book leave using my placements leave booking system, will that be auto reflected with Giant, or do I have to book on Giant's portal separately? Yes, so you will need to follow the process as displayed on this webinar. Don't worry if you have missed any of the slides. This recording of the webinar does get sent out, so you can recap on some of the things I've mentioned. But yes, you will need to use the booking system on our holiday pay section on the portal for it to go through payroll. From another anonymous attendee, how do we record bank holidays on Field Glass? Some people tell me to record 0 hours. Others have said we record it as a day worked. So what people usually tend to do for bank holidays, they leave the day. If you haven't worked it, you just leave it blank and you just fill out on the timesheet the days you've worked. And then you go onto your portal, and for the bank holiday that you didn't work, you put through a holiday request for that day if there's enough accrued in your holiday pot. Another anonymous attendee, do I need to submit my P60 to Giant's portal? No, not a P60. P60s are in fact something employers provide once at the end of like the tax year, just to summarize all of the earnings. So if you've been for Giant long enough for us to provide you with a P60, then we would do so at the end of May. But you don't need to give that to us from like a previous employer or anything. It will just be a P45 or a new starter declaration that we would need from you. Hi, Jeanette. So a key information document that's usually provided at the start prior to us at First Line Support. So the breakdown of the rates and stuff that's usually discussed with AMS, like in terms of what your rate is, because when you come over to our side, we would just discuss what is exactly displayed on the payslip, so how it was viewed on that demo payslip. But that information document should have already been given. If it hasn't been given, please let me know. Okay, Jeanette, would you like a call back? Is there any particular times I can get someone to get in touch and we can sort of address that on a phone call if that's easier for you? Perfect. Okay, Jeanette, what I'll do is I've got your name, so I'll bring up your details. I'll get someone in the team to give you a call and it'll be easier to discuss over the phone. Hi, Sadia. So if you are due a rebate from HMRC, what usually tends to happen is they send it to us, like the information on the data, to let us know that you're due a rebate. And then once it comes over to us, we will just apply it onto your most upcoming pay. So if you're going to, let's just say you're going to be paid this week, you'll see it reflecting on this week's pay. You will know that you have a rebate because where you see the tax deductions on your pay slip, it will have a minus and then the figure. So that means that you're getting a tax rebate back, just to let you know. Another question from an anonymous attendee. Yep, so holiday entitlement, it's from December to like January. So within that period, you have to take it. If there is any left over, we would highly recommend that you take it. But I do understand the nature of some of your job roles. It doesn't allow you to take as much annual leave as you need to. I would highly recommend consulting with your line manager on this as well. But at Giant, we have to, for health and well-being, we have to encourage everybody to take the annual leave. What I can do, I'm not sure, sorry, your name, so I wouldn't know how to come back to you to look at your account to let you know how much holiday you have. So I can either recommend you can drop feedback, a feedback message on your portal with that, and then we can come back to you if you don't want to like reveal your name because I don't know who I'm contacting, sorry. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your questions. I hope that's helped. Like I said, if you have any further questions, drop us a message via your feedback section on the portal or live chat, and we'll be happy to address any issues. If you do have any, you know, concerns, please do raise it sooner rather than later and we can just get it resolved for you. And lastly, if you could all fill out the survey, I'd be more than happy to review all your feedback. Yeah, so thank you for attending the webinar. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.